Oh, good morning, good morning. We got Goldie here ranging a little bit. But it seems like the bullish bias might start kicking up soon. So that's what I am waiting for. Right now it is correcting this range we have right here. Boom, boom, heading towards 53.45. Little range fill. Bit of a trickle though. Slightly trickling towards the upside. It's a break above here. Nice little shotgun entry. That was right over here. Pre-London time, 2:30 a.m. Eastern. Got price now moving up to fill this range from the shotgun. Right over here, just peaked about 150 pips, heading towards 53.45. Then we also got some further upside over there. Yeah, but it looks like quite interestingly enough, it's you know, I think people expected more from gold, but it did move up. It did move up on Monday. It did move up towards 54.20 over here. And now what we can anticipate is, remember what we say, like what price sometimes likes to do at key areas of support resistance? Sometimes it likes to like hover, right? It'll hover, accumulate orders, and then break out. So that's currently what I think it's doing right now. It's gonna hover here for a bit, and then it's gonna break and try and take out 5600 ATH over there. You see that daily candle here, still kind of like a doji, correct? So I love the 65% when looking for a runner. It gives me a clear area to take profit and not to get too greedy. Yeah, it could definitely help you. I think like for me what helps, because when I started my trading journey as well, I always look for take profit zones, right? And I always say like, what would be the best places to take profit, like resistance or Fibonacci extensions and that sort of thing, support resistance levels. But definitely I think when you're doing the shot, it's good to have those areas, right? So an area of profit taking resistance right over here after range get fills, because a pretty good chance it's going to reject or something is going to happen out of your control. But you know, most of the time I realize like if you get a trade like this, for example, you could just take it based off the percentage gains as well. So it's like 1% right here, or if you want 2% right above here. It's better than like always looking for also like, let's say 65% here or this to get filled, right? Because sometimes price will give you your pips and then reverse, maybe not hit those targets. So it's kind of like also like at the end of the day, as long as you're meeting your target, profit target. So because we're usually running like around 16-20 pips, y'all will be risking like 1% or 2% per trade. So really by the time you're getting to 16 or 20, it's like already 2%. So that's like even better to secure than just look for a target. But definitely it can give you like an idea of what to expect as well. Like even the SMAs, you see like when you're coming approaching like an SMA, so you have like those three profit taking areas. But the ranges definitely would show you at least how far that the trade can go if you're looking for a runner, correct? Because you know it's gonna give you that range, so you know like price can fill this range, which is around 225 pips, which it just did about 137. So that's kind of like the perspective I would go into it with. Secure about 80% of your position, place at sell to BE and let the rest run. For me, 65% mark of clean range. All right, nice. Yeah, I think it's got a way to look at it. But now you have another range over here. So you got like 65. Let's see how much of this builds as it starts to break. Because I'm seeing more predominantly like selling pressure. You know, like people want to buy gold, but I feel like the buys happen so quickly that a majority like the buys happened in a way which was maybe not as straightforward as many people thought it was going to be on the market open, correct? And then they were already pretty much done, and then we started seeing selling pressure already coming in by like pre-NY open. And today is the same thing. Now we're seeing more further downside on Goldie. Daily is 0.05%, so still consolidating. USA clocks go forward on Sunday. Oh, we're gonna have daylight savings. Daylight savings gonna come about soon. Means you're gonna have to wake up an hour early. Damn. An hour early. Holy. But at least the positive side is you finish the day early, you know? So you wake up earlier, you're done with the day an hour early. Do a lot more. Man, I've been trying to hit the gym now daily. I'm gonna become like a gym rat. So on the days I'm not lifting, gotta do like some cardio. That was a missing piece, man. I didn't know this. You see, I'm still on a journey over here. I'm still like on a journey with the whole gym thing. So everyone's gotta be learning somewhere, you know? Everyone's gotta be a noob somewhere. So I was like, man, okay, so I do like 2 times a week, but I didn't know you gotta do cardio too. Otherwise, you're gonna get fat. Getting like 20-25% body fat. Hey, what's going on here? This is just a bulk. Where's the lean? I'm just bulking. So yeah, now we gotta go. What is it like? Off days cardio, like just simple cardio, 30-45 minutes, and at least clocking in 7,000 steps per day. Apparently, you have to do that. Apparently, there's no way around cardio. I did not know that. I thought I was just gonna eat and make sure I gym at least twice a week. For muscle hypertrophy, I got some pretty good gains. Gotta admit, but yeah, that's a missing piece over here. Y'all knew that, chat? Y'all knew you gotta do like 7,000 steps at least minimum, and do cardio like on your off days, like 30-45 if you're not doing legs, for example, or upper body. You gotta do cardio. And we live and we learn. A good thing I learned it quick, you know, before I paid too much tuition fees with the weight gain. You know, that's what you gotta do. You gotta manage risk. So right now we're gonna manage our risk. Gotta manage our risk. Now look at this thing. This thing is coming down over here. Thing is coming down. Let's look at fill this range. Candlesticks about to close. Was there like a breakout? No breakout confirmation. Unless this candle here maybe closes bullish and then next candle breaks the lows. Could be a trade, not the cleanest, not the prettiest looking trade, but it could be a trade. There was a move there. Little breakout or where? This little breaky here. Pre-session buys. Boom. Consolidation, boom, fake out. Oh man, this thing is bleeding. Holy. Look at that 5 minute just reflipped. Five-minute just reflipped. Cardio is huge every single day. It keeps your heart in good shape. Yes, yeah, I agree. You do feel better once you clock in at least a little cardio. Yeah, I'm trying to bulk lean right now. I don't like the whole lean look because the whole lean look just gives you a sleeper body, right? So it's like nobody, I mean, unless you're really good in shape, it's harder to see like a lean person, like you know, because under clothes they don't fill out the clothes as well as a lean bulk. They got them sleeper bodies. All right, look at this thing coming down over here. Oh, like 10 more pips towards 65%. A little bit of a shotgun play right there, but candlestick closed out bottom wick. So really not the best type of close for this kind of move right here. No bottom wick like that. So I thought like maybe it's gonna create like a support here and create like some kind of a breakout on this next candle. But I don't see it. Vladimir. Yeah, look at this guy's walk, man. What a walk, huh? What a walk. I used to read this book about like building good habits, like good like, you know, professional kind of like habits, and there's a section there about walking. Like, you know, you gotta improve your walk. You can tell a lot about a person about the way they walk. Then I started thinking about it so much. I was like, man, like even up to this day when I walk, I was like, gotta have a good walk. Man, a good walk, you know, it's like it was a book about like even the workplace. You know, a certain way like people walk around the workplace, they're gonna even get promotions just based off the energy that they give around their workplace. You know, some people walk around like the like manager walk, you got manager walk and all these kinds of different kinds of walks. Yeah, I think that's what the book was. Like teaching you kind of like, you know, hidden skills like this. Then you always wonder like, ah, man, how does this guy get a promotion? I'm more qualified than this guy. What the hell? But you see that guy, he's got these other skills. You know, you don't know these secret skills. You know, it's the walk, maybe the way he speaks, something about it. Yeah, but that's the build right there. Just look like a unit. Gotta look like a unit. I'm trying to look like a unit right now, chat. I'm not even lying. I got my calories at like 2,900. Yeah, I'm trying to look like a unit. It's just consistency. It takes time, bro. It takes time. It takes time. Y'all like do this thing where equivalent to a funded account is you being on testosterone. That's what, when you're doing funded accounts, that's what you're doing. You got like the fake muscles. We call those swimsuit muscles. You know what swimsuit muscle is? You got swimsuit muscles. That's what a funded account is. Swimsuit muscles. Let's see what's going on over here. Yeah, we're waiting for price to trend. We're waiting for price to do something. You know, either gonna break the lows, come down, or price gonna move up bullish. Get a little bit of an idea over here. Because like since yesterday, I would say yesterday we didn't have much of a trend. We're still respecting yesterday's lows here. We got the New York session lows. That's a pre-London session highs right over here. You got New York session highs. So we're kind of like more ranging. Don't be surprised to see a consolidation, right? So this could be a consolidation over here as we get ready to break above towards like 5,600 psychological. Process leads to bullseye. Yes, sir. You just keep going, man. Like every bit of progress you make every day is something. You know what I mean? Like 1%, whatever it is, progress is progress. You'd rather do something 70% than not do it at all. You know, some days come on the chart, I don't feel like 100% every day. Come onto the chart feeling 30%. You know, progress is progress. Whatever it is, you showed up. Lean with it, bop with it. You'll sometimes see Putin's right hand stay still while walking. Oh, the old KGB habits, true. Too much gym, but I feel looking like Popeye. So Popeye's got some crazy forearms. You know, forearms like also more genetic, I think. Man's got some crazy forearms. $7,000 light work. All right, Woods. I see you usually go for these strolls over here. Clocking in your 10,000 steps. See Mr. Woods going for a stroll. Light work, light work. Look at this. Oh man, that's the best type of weather right there. Do you have LDR calendar for 2026? No idea. Well, what is LDR? Well, what an LDR be, man. Let's see what's on the calendar here. For today, we have annual budget release. Awesome. Nothing to look out for. Tomorrow, we got ADP. Oh, yeah, that's an NFP week. Tomorrow, we got ADP, then NFP on Friday. Unemployment claims on Thursday. Man, with everything going on in the world right now, completely forgot about ADP. Or NFP. Let's see what the tensions here is. Oh, my days. Look at this. We're getting some more. Oh, look, there's something happening here in China. Something happening in China. I like this thing over here. I think they're gonna update this thing. It's gonna look pretty cool. I think this website is still relatively new. Where did you see this? Architect. Where did you get this website here? It looks like they're gonna build a lot on top. All right, so let's see. So Iraq, still Oman. Got Oman, something happening over here. Drones target fuel tanks at Oman. All right, so oil should be moving up. Vessels attacked off the coast of Oman. Drone strikes oil tanker off Oman. 1 dead. RIP. RIP. Look at this. Look at this plane. Look at this plane. There's a plane about to fly in here, man. There's a plane that's about to drop some serious bombs here. VPB. This is a British plane. You know, like the countries, a list of countries dragged into this war now. We got like, what, 15 countries? The UK has been dragged into this war, and we got a plane over here. A military plane flying over, about to fly over the UAE over there. Look at this. Man, this is a world war going on. Look at it. Iran over here, Pakistan. China is starting to light up over here. You see China's lighting up because obviously, you know, they get a lot of oil here from Iran and the Strait of Hormuz. That's going to be affecting China. You see, there's a world war that's going on. Now we're just waiting for Russia. Yeah, Russia over here. Russia's still chilling. They're doing their own war, you see? They got also like a border war going on here. Flying rockets here, flying rockets here. That's what's happening here. Look at this. Look at the state of our world right now. Russia, Ukraine. China is just crazy. Pakistan, Afghanistan right here. Look at this. Pakistan, Afghanistan. Also throwing rockets to each other. So you got Pakistan, Afghanistan. You got Russia, Ukraine. You got China doing, you know, what China does. And you got Iran, Iraq right over here. Look at this. Man, the only place that's quiet right now is Africa. Africa is chilling. Africa's chilling. It's Somalia, man. Just Somalia over here. Guys, troublemakers. Got some troublemakers there. Yeah, but we're chilling. Look at this. It's quiet. There's nothing here. Nothing. Nothing. There's nothing. France, Europe, chilling. Germany, chilling. Turkey is also going to be affected. They're within the radius. Turkey. For these shots. Imagine that. You shoot a missile from here into Turkey. But yeah, let's see. We got airstrikes hit naval force at Bushehr port in Iran. IDF strikes hit Tehran and Beirut simultaneously. Active conflict. This is pretty good because just gotta get used to this terminal here. But when you lock in here and you see some kind of an escalation, you also still gotta wait for gold to react, because you know, like, gold right now is still moving down bearish, because I think overall everything should be kind of quiet. Bro, I'm gonna block you if you say Vicky one more time, man. That's gay. Just call me Vic or Victor. I give you some whips, man. What is the website called? The website is called Conflictly. Yeah, Conflictly. Conflictly is the website. You gotta use it, man. This is the future right here. It's 65%, but like majority of the range has been filled out now. Down towards support here. It's 110 pips. 110 pip range is just got filled. But I didn't fill it like super easily, as you can see even before the fill. So it was gonna fill, but before the fill it came up to like wash people, right? You see this candle how it took out the highs, but it still filled the range. So that's what we call like maybe a bit of a shock in the water. Because, you know, this is why I said, like, sometimes you just got to secure profit based off of how much profit you have or your target, instead of waiting for targets like 65 or the range fill. Say 65 or the range fill because of like this scenarios. So you're generally better off. It's like 1 or 2%. I guess you only got to have like an idea of a percent that you want to catch when you're in a trade. Right. Now, next range here we have below a support by, this is a 53.12, 87 pips. 87 pips. All right. See, candlestick close, broke below support over here. Little shotgun play in motion. Heading towards a 65%. Yeah, heading towards 65%. 60, 65. I'm waiting for this thing to drop a bit more. Dollar index is holding quite interestingly here. Look at this on the monthly time frame. Why does it look like it's trying to reverse? Maybe there's a liquidity play on dollar, because it doesn't make sense for the dollar to increase in strength. Like breaks above 100 right over here. You got clean range for the recovery. Back up. How's the dollar increasing in strength right now? Melting. Jeez, look at this thing. Maybe we can see some more selling pressure today and take some sells. Gold seems like it wants to sell. Yeah, it seems like it. It does. It's just been selling since yesterday. You know, we've been seeing that. Since yesterday. There was this really nice sell I wanted to catch, but it moved way too quick. That New York session just completely sell off. Still continuing down. Right, 265 right there. Also notice, like, it's funny because even when it just, if it doesn't hit 65, I mean, if it goes through it, then the candles would like close right above it as well. Still kind of respecting that zone. Now we just tapped into it. LD has a luminous daily roadmap. Do you have a calendar for 2026? Luminous daily roadmap. What the heck is this, man? Luminous daily roadmap. Oh. 2026? What is this thing? What are you gonna? What do you use this for? It's showing some dates over here. Luminous daily. So this is maybe showing you some important forex factory news, some news events. Probably. Wow, all the images here in such a low quality. What the hell is this? LDR. Yeah, I think this is like some important news or dates. Awesome. Yeah, now this range here, this range has been filled. Now again, off the shotgun play. Waiting for it to tumble just a bit further down. A bit further down over here. Then we should be good. Then I will feel confident that it's time to sell. But yeah, so far so good. It's just mopped up these two ranges. You see right here, we had this range 1 and then range 2. Mopped up 2 ranges. There's one here, but this one's not as clean because it has a wick and not candlestick bodies. Well, like two ranges just got mopped up there. Dubai used to be good tax-free. Whatever you make, you keep it. Dubai, Habibi, come to Dubai. Come to Dubai. Or, well, the countries are tax-free. List of tax-free countries. Let's see. Is there any other place that you can go live? You have a tax include Anguilla, Bahamas. Oh, I'm gonna go Bahamas. Bahamas, Bahrain, Bermuda. We got Bermuda Triangle over there. Gonna get lost. British Virgin Islands. Oh, okay. Brunei, Cayman Islands, Kuwait, Maldives, Monaco. Man, look at all these other places. Everybody just knows Dubai. Dubai, tax-free in Dubai. Qatar, St. Kitts, Nevis, Turks and Caicos. The UAE, Vanuatu. Man, there are so many other countries here you gotta go, which are gonna be like a lot more relaxing than having to deal with, 40-degree Celsius heat over there. So hot you can't even go outside sometimes. Tax-free countries in Europe include Monaco, Liechtenstein, Cyprus, San Marino. Even San Marino sounds pretty nice. San Marino. Look at this. Yeah, how chill this is. Or go to Romania. Go enjoy Romania like under Tate. These cities, they're pretty nice because there's not a lot of like garbage that's being promoted in them, Not like, somewhere like Dubai, a lot of like influencers are promoting things there. A lot of women just out to get the next man with a bigger bank account. Lots of fakeness going on around there. But chill place like this, man. Gonna go trade in a castle. Or drive your Ferrari around the freaking hills like this, man. This is looks like that scene in John Wick. That looks like that city in John Wick when there were explosions and everything going on around. But that billionaire created his own city that he was living in. Gotta live like this. Gotta live like a Bond villain. If you got all that money in the first place trying to hide from tax, gotta live like a Bond villain, man. Or like Bond. Not a villain, but like, James Bond. Name's Bond. Alright, this thing's moving down 0.40%. We're officially trending. So I'm going to look for a setup here. Maybe some kind of a continuation. There's why Tate likes Dubai so much. It's because he has nowhere else to go. I guess he's gonna benefit a lot from Dubai for XY reasons. He needs these countries because if Romania is not gonna protect him, and he needs other countries. I think he's American. He's got a US passport, a US and Dubai now, Dubai residency. I'm pretty sure. So Andrew Tate knows what he's doing. Oops, what did I do here? Back to chart. Yeah, let's see what we can, what Goldie can set up. Jeez, this thing is bleeding today. Holy!
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Goldie is completely melting here today, and it's still early in the day. It's 0.47% down only on the daily, so we're still kind of like warming up over here.
Strategic command requested verification.
U.S. forces destroyed Iranian military asset.
Strategic command requested verification.
U.S. operation in Middle East may overshadow Ukraine conflict. United States, along with Israel, has launched a military operation against Iran named Epic Fury.
Strategic command requested verification.
Okay, that's just like a quick description. Hezbollah rocket launcher fired. Firing rockets towards Israel. Oh, you got some rockets flying. What's gold gonna do? How would someone sustain a swing trade if they were bullish? Yeah, that would be very difficult here because it's a lot for a lot of people that would have gotten in quite late. Correct? without market open gap, it wouldn't be very possible. I feel like a lot of people got screwed on the gold longs for some reason. Because even the way it opened with a gap and then it kind of like had one decent move and then kind of like pulled down and then consolidated up until pre-London, and then pre-London kind of moved up, and then the New York session reversed. So I think a lot of people kind of like, they didn't really expect that. Because we've had other times when there was less as drama going on, and then gold just performed like a lot more clean. Remember the week in I think it was in January, like every weekly candle was opening without a bottom wick. And we just kept going up bullish, 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 bullish. But now you see the whole world was looking at this war. And now the whole world maybe gonna look at gold. And then it does this. Because it's like very obvious maybe. Also at the same time, people did make money from it. I mean, there was volume and there is volume still right now. It just depends on how you trade. Like if you're a swing trader, then yeah, it could be a lot more difficult. You got bigger stops. But yeah, people still gonna make money over here for sure. Because it's pushing. At least that's what we want to see. At least a follow through. So even if we're wrong about the trade in quotation, it gives us about like 20-30 pips before reversing. Buy the rumor, sell the news sort of thing. I ran across an ITC mentorship yesterday. Why do they start analyzing US bonds on the 10-year chart? Because they're smart money concepts, that's why. They're too smart for everybody else. Everybody else is a noob. If you don't know what an IVFG is, then you're a noob. And your stop loss your stop loss is might take profit or entry. Either one of those things. They say a lot of dumb things, you know. I have a friend. He's a very special friend. He trades ICT. You ever seen the guy from Spider-Man? Wait, let me see if I can bring it up. Willem Dufault. This is why that they're looking at all of this. This is why ICT guys are looking at 10-year bonds.
Special connection to classical music. There's many things that are interesting about him.
That's how I explain ICT traders to my friends.
He's gay, but he
Wait, we've got to put this up.
he's gay, but he has a special connection to classical music. There's many things that are interesting about him.
Didn't hear anything? Yeah, that's the thing. The thing with Discord is we can't control the output audio in Discord. So if I allow it, then it's going to sound really loud because there's music playing as well in the background. But basically in the video he was saying I have a friend, he's gay, and there's many things interesting about him. Like Green Goblin there. I see he's harder than my chem lessons back at uni. You know, it sounds hard. It sounds complicated. That's what I'll say. Like, it sounds complicated, but once you know it, it's not as complicated. It's just like unnecessarily overcomplicated. That's what it is. It's not something that is going to be like only smart people can do, and you're going to pride yourself in understanding what those terms mean. You'll get it, but it's just unnecessarily overcomplicated. It's like you kind of got to be like in on the joke, right? It's like 6-7. When like that whole 6-7 trend was going around, 6-7, and people would do this 6-7. I think you go on South Park. If you go on the latest season of South Park, episode 1, it's about 6-7, and how Cartman can't stop saying 6-7, and then he gets like an illness from saying 6-7. And then you have Donald Trump trying to get rid of the baby that he had with Satan. South Park, it's kind of funny cartoon because they actually like keep up with like everything that's happening right now. They got the guy from PayPal over there who's apparently, what were they making him seem like? Oh, something about the guy who invented PayPal. Apparently he's evil or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, but like ICT is like a 6-7 thing, you know? It's like you're gonna feel cool if you know what the abbreviations mean. So you're part of like this kind of like inner circle, correct? Like that's the whole thing. It's called inner circle trading, ICT. So it's like if you don't know it, you feel like you're missing out on something special. But in reality, you're going to get to know it. You're going to try it for a while. It's not going to work out for you. And you'll realize it's just overcomplicated. Simple things just being really overcomplicated. Oh, I hate that 6-7 thing. A kid of my friend came to me and kept doing it. And at that point, I didn't know what it meant. And she wouldn't stop and left me with that in my head. And no one could explain to me what it meant. You see, exactly. It's like an inner thing. You just got to be part of the joke. Because it doesn't mean anything. I had to Google this because I also didn't know what the hell it was. Now, apparently, it doesn't mean anything. You just say it. And it started from a trend of some kid, I think at a basketball game, he kept yelling like 6-7 or something like that. And everybody just says it randomly. It's like funny in South Park, he was asking his mom like, how long is a menstrual cycle, or asking these questions which are going to end up with a 6-7 answer. If you like say 6-7, then he says 6-7. It's some stupid Gen Z joke. That's what ICT is. What is the stupidest trends ever? Like, I know it's a fugazi. Because like there was this one time I was watching ICT's daughter trade, and she literally blew the account live on freaking stream. She blew the account. And that's ICT's daughter. It's a person who's like, ICT also pops into her stream something. Dude, she blew the account. I wish I took a freaking screen recording or a screenshot or something. Because now it's going to be hard for me to ever like prove that to anybody if I ever needed to. But she blew the account on stream. And I refreshed the stream like a dumbass. And when I refreshed the stream, it said editing in progress. And I already knew this bitch was just deleting the part of the stream where she blew the account. I was like, damn, she actually did clip it out. So when the editing in progress thing finished, it's like it goes up to a certain point and then it skips. It skips to the end of the stream. And it's like, all right, see you guys. The freaking notification and everything came up on the screen. Blown account. And everyone's like, oh my God, look at this. ICT's the holy grail. That was like one of ICT's key students, like top of the leaderboard. She's probably like the first. Because ICT is an old man and he probably has weird fetishes. I should have taken a screenshot or a screen recording. Because those opportunities, they don't come around that often. Those people are like very smart when it comes to hiding their fuck ups. They're like very quickly. And look at this, price is coming down. And I'm gonna wait for a setup here. We're down 0.37%. Need to see something form a bit better. Nasty drop, yes sir. Bro, that's like so weird, man. Like, there's this one chick, like ICT calls his daughter. It's like a cult. Like, it's... If you guys ever watched that movie, it's like... I think it's a Swedish movie. It's called Summer Solstice or something like that. You know, you're gonna have like... These people wear these flower hats and have these really big tables and got a lot of food and then some kind of like weird rituals. It's exactly like that. There's one lady, ICT calls his daughter. This is an old man with children and a wife and kids. Like, and they like, man, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, that's why in the Matrix Neo says, you know, as much as you want to try and wake people up, some people in the Matrix are there to protect the Matrix. They're not there to be woken up. They protect the system. So I was even surprised, like on stream, nobody even fucking realized like this bitch just blew her account. And I was reading the chat, like nobody said anything. So I've come to realize like there's a matrix and people to some extent, they're there just to protect the system. They're not there to actually move or progress in their life. They're just there to protect that system. That's what it kind of like ICT has become. Because I think there was something happened recently as well. Whenever something always happens with an ICT trader, they're always somehow protected or they don't talk about it or something like that, unless it's like a success story or something of the sort. Because the community is so big, like everybody's just afraid to speak out or some weird shit. I don't even know. Something weird going on there, but definitely those guys are gonna waste a lot of years. Trading years. That's one thing I've always been very cautious about in the beginning of my journey, was to avoid certain things like that. And the reason I even started thinking like that was because of ILM. If y'all remember what ILM was, I think it was called ILM. That was also like a kind of like a cult thing. So you had like these people go to there, and instead of learning how to trade, they were learning how to sell people on ILM on how to trade, and they would make money through affiliations. So like when ILM used to be a huge thing back in like 2020, correct? So whenever that was going on, that's when I made that conscious decision, like, man, I got to be careful, because, you know, there's these dumb people in these kind of groups going to waste a lot of years. You know, they waste a lot of years. Look at this thing. This thing's coming down over here. It's breaking below 52.97. IML. Yes, exactly. IML. IML. You see what it is? Let me show you what IML is. You all know these types of things. People pay tens of thousands of dollars to go and get scammed. They have like concerts. Wait, this kind of, what kind of a video is this? They go and they have like concerts and this sort of thing. Like, look, what does this have to do with trading? What the hell is this? Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Man, I just don't understand. What's wrong with people? Like, why do people do this? Do they not know what's going on here? I thought the reason you're in this thing in the first place was so you can learn a skill, not so you can go to a fucking concert and try and shake this guy's hand. What the hell? Just surprises me, man. That's why I think like that's exactly like Neo said. Some people in this world, they're just here to protect the system. That's all. So don't get it twisted, you know. Just because you see like a big following, a big community somewhere, don't get confused about that. Wait, let's delete this. I think like a break of the low right here. Still kind of contemplating the move. I mean, it's not super clean. It's right by that support level. I think it can be a bit cleaner than this. Maybe like get a few more candlesticks pull up. Maybe he had very soft hands. Maybe he had some ketchup on there. If y'all remember this episode, yeah, it's such a old episode. I think, what show was it? It was some kind of like a Disney show. I think it was Miley Cyrus. So, well, no, it's called Hannah Montana. And she was talking to this dude and she told him like, you put ketchup on your hands, you're gonna have soft hands. Maybe use this ketchup moisturizer. And PCs. I was thinking about a sell here as it starts to break on the next candlestick, but it doesn't look super clean. Although this thing is really freaking melting right now, now like 0.50%. Look at this, it's probably just gonna break and melt. It just didn't look this support right here, it needed to look a little bit cleaner than this. So I've been kind of cautious about this move. Because I'll prefer even if it didn't follow through and like it breaks here and then sets up and then breaks again and then re-breaks. But seeing the amount of momentum that's in right now, 0.58%. I hope that's not going to be the London session, the first London session move. Since it opened right over here. First trending move, that is. Because now we're down 0.57. So I think I'll be patient because I wouldn't feel good about any pullbacks right there. Yeah, so yeah, it's a pretty good call. Because it definitely could look cleaner. But there's a lot of bearish momentum currently. Candlesticks are just melting. Just need to get stuck in properly. You know, they always say like missing a trade is it's going to be less expensive to miss a trade than to FOMO inside of one. I think Mice and Men had that too. Dude always wore a glove full of Vaseline. Holy. That's probably not good for you. Man, Vaseline is still like petroleum jelly. Petroleum jelly. What people are gonna do is like put their hand in a glove of maybe like aloe vera or something natural. But damn, petroleum jelly? War tensions shall rise the gold, but as I see DXY is holding it, correct? What's increasing DXY? That's the thing. The stock market is doing pretty well right now as well. So it's quite interesting how the dollar there is increasing in strength. Well, we got all this war going. Look at this. Look at the radar here. Iran, Oman, Afghanistan, Pakistan, China. Look at that. All over the place. There's a war. East in the Middle East. Doo-doo-doo. The creator of Vaseline supposedly ate a spoonful of Vaseline every day. Really? He ate a spoonful of Vaseline. What the hell is that about? Y'all see recently the CEO of McDonald's advertised the new Ark Burger. I think that's what he called. Called like the Ark Burger. Look at this guy. This guy's a CEO of McDonald's advertising a new burger.
Here it is, the Big Arch. This is something that we have tested already in Portugal, Germany, Canada. I love this product. It is so good. I'm going to do a tasting right now, but I'm going to eat this for my lunch, just so you know. So here we go. First, holy cow. God, that is a big burger. We've got a very unique kind of sesame poppy sort of bun on it. We've got 2 quarter-pound patties, a delicious Big Arch sauce, and of course some lettuce. So, oh, there's so much going on with this. First of all, let's try to get this thing, I don't even know how to attack it. Got so much to it. Oh, there's also some crispy onions on here as well. I see those kind of coming out. All right, the moment of truth. That is so good.
I'm sure the owner of Vaseline at least could sell eating Vaseline more than this guy can sell eating a
The
burger.
big bite for a Big Arch. It's
He took
distinctively
a
McDonald's.
small ass bite. Looked like something Squidward would bite like in SpongeBob.
Only McDonald's could do this type of burger, but it
And he says that's his lunch.
also is
We all know when this video here ended, he put that burger down and he probably spat it out.
unlike anything else on our menu. It's a delicious product.
Where did they get that meat from? I always wonder, where does McDonald's get all this meat
You know,
from?
you've got sort of the cheeses and the gooiness, but those crispy onions as well gives a nice texture. And of course, we've got the pickles. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of my lunch, but Big Arch, try it when you can get it. Chris
No,
K
you're
here.
not. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my lunch. All right, cut. I think we got it. Oh, thank God. Fucking spits it out. Throws the tray off the table. All right, yeah, something's setting up here again. This is what I meant. Something like a reset of this area here. Oh man, come on, Goldie. You gonna sell off like this? Taking a sell over here. All right, chat. Securing profit right over here. Wow, man, that pullback. What a fucking pullback that was. What a freaking pullback that was. I was up $1,000 and it pulled back right there in the last freaking second. Can you imagine? I was up $1,000. How the hell did it pull up? I don't understand this. I was up $1,000. But look at this. Price came down. It did what I wanted it to do, was to break this low right over here and then to come and reset, create the setup again. So that's what I was waiting for. New hourly just opened up. I think it pushed a lot of pips. You know, it did like 54 pips. What the heck? Because see, this is where I took my trade when we started to break the low right over there. See this? So I was up 50 pips. I was up 50 pips. And then it pulled back up. Crazy. Crazy. I don't know how that happens. how that happened. Managed to secure 45 pips before that pull up. Manually closed at 20 pips, but that push gave me 40. It was a really nice push. It pushed a lot more than I thought it would. The way it looked, it didn't look like that big of a push, but that was a pretty big push. For a second, I thought I didn't even think. Man, that's crazy. How the fuck did that pull up? It was a 1 minute candlestick. I think what happened was, you see this 1 minute here? Before it closed, before the 1 minute candle there closed, it pulled up. Sometimes that, it can even be like 5 seconds. I think like sometimes, you know, the candlestick can look like it's bearish, such as that, and then like pull up. And this is not like, oh, you're trading the 1 minute, you know, 5 pips or whatever type shit. Like this thing pushed on that 1 minute 48 pips. That's a lot of freaking pips. And then pulled back up again, like from 48 pips. It pulled from the bottom of the wick here about 80 pips back upwards to close bullish. Like that's the thing people don't understand. Like these are lots of pips. Like we would never see this kind of volume. Like even on gold. It's very unprecedented times we're living in right now. A move like this would be like maybe like a 20 pip move. You know, if this was normal gold volume, but now it's like, you know, 50 pips. Like 20, 15, 20. That's why people are going to make a lot of money here. Because, you know, it's like you get the nice pushes. Move gave me $90. You see what happened? Look at this chat. Look at this. Look at this. I was up here. 1,000 bucks. See, I was already up here 1,000 bucks. And then when I went to hit it, look at this. When I went to close, it should have actually closed right there. Right there and then. But you see this? This is what bullshit that there is in our industry sometimes. It doesn't matter what broker you're on. Like all brokerages are kind of the same thing because it's a system within the brokerage itself. You know, sometimes it works in your favor. Like this morning, man, this morning I was going to close. I think this is them getting me back for this. Because this morning I was going to close $3,000 on my trade. You can even see it here on this morning's reel that I took when I took this sell over here. And then you see I closed the trade. Look at this. I closed the trade at 3,000. Around 3,500. And look at the lag. It was lagging. And then it closed me out here at 4,700 instead. So it gave me more profit.
Strategic command
Correct.
verification.
But this time it did it in like a millisecond. It closed the trade. Look at this. I closed it here. You see it's already canceled at $1,100. And then look, as soon as it closed, it says started like 372. Then it closes it there. So sometimes that happens. It's either going to be happen like that, or it's going to happen where it gives you more like this. The most annoying one I've seen is when it gives you more and you close and it closes, like even if it's still pushing, let's say 5,000, and then it keeps pushing 6,000. Now the broker's getting scared. It's like, oh man, he's making a lot more money. Then it closes it and you look at the P&L and it maybe closes like 1,000. That's the most annoying one. But you gotta have like those variations come and go, like, you know, from time to time over there. Even like milliseconds. Yeah, pretty good. Just made some money over here. At least made some money over here. Have you thought about using auto trail? No. Look at oil. Yeah, oil is skyrocketing right now. As you can see, we're also getting notifications of Some oil. We had some what is it, like in Oman? Military aircraft 57. We just got the British military aircraft just circling Saudi Arabia over here. But yeah, in Oman, we got drones target fuel tanks in Oman. Drone strike oil tanker off the Oman coast. So oil is actually doing really, really good right now. It's up 5.53%. Still moving up here. It is just moving up bullish. Look at this thing. Welcome to Slippy Dippy land. Crazy that we are not something like plus 3% on the daily change as well. Slippy Dippy. Price at site got you, B. Yeah, you know, like that's a excuse most traders are always gonna say. It's, oh, you know, paying commissions or paying spreads. You know, the thing in trading is you're either profitable or you're not, my friend. Like, it's not about your account size. It's not about spread. It's not about none of those things, because the trading environment is not perfect. Right? It's just not perfect. So you just gotta be consistent with your approach, because there's a huge conflict of interest between a profitable trader and a brokerage. And generally speaking, there's going to be huge conflict of interest. I know some people say futures don't have spread or they don't have slippage and that sort of thing, but you're still going to need the skill anyway at the end of the day. It doesn't matter even if you can go one-on-one against me and you go on futures and you have zero slippage, you know, at the end of the day, the person who has more skill is going to come out on top. Because the environment itself is not conducive to perfection. It's more conducive to execution and your ability to manage risk. Like, trading is more of a raw skill, I would say. It's not something you're gonna perfect, like what people try and do with smart money concepts and trying to figure things out. It's and the sooner you understand that, the better it is gonna be for your journey, you know. Because even if you just look at what trading is in terms of the pits and how people traded at the pits back in the days, it has nothing to do with like the smartest person or that sort of thing. It's just your ability, man. Can you make alpha or not? You know, can you execute? Can you manage risk? Can you do simple math? Addition, subtraction? Like, you don't have to be a genius. It's a skill-oriented game. That's what it is. It gives you higher probabilities based off of your edge. But it's a lot easier trading than it is counting cards. You know what I mean? FTMO is deleting trades when they move super fast, hitting entry and TP, and then flip. I don't lose, but they don't pay my profit either. They're pretending wick fills don't count. I mean, that's the game. That's the thing. Like, most people, it's gonna take them time to understand this. Like, these funded programs and all these things, and they're not here to help you. Like, if anything, they make it more difficult for you. They say you have to be in trades longer or you can't trade certain commodities. It's just like people don't understand that because y'all are supporting the devils of the industry. Y'all are supporting the Lambo Rauls, the Mamba FXs. Y'all are supporting all these people, and then you're gonna complain later why trading is a scam. If you go on these people's channels, they got like hundreds of thousands of subscribers, hundreds of thousands of views. They're the same people promoting these prop firms and all of these things, and then you're still wondering why. Why not me? It's a problem, you know, it's a problem. There's another entry right over here. Potentially coming in at the break of those lows. It's a problem. It's the same mentality for the government, you know. We support this government that we know is so corrupt and takes our money, but we still support them at the end of the day. And then we complain later there's no jobs, or this and that. There's no healthcare, or like bad healthcare. It's like the people put them in power. Like, you know what I mean? They don't just happen there on accident. So it's just it's a condition. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. This is a human condition that we have. It's only until you have one person stand up, and then it becomes a bit easier for the masses to follow. Like you see with the supreme leader being killed in Iran, like a lot more people are celebrating that now. Because the US stepped up and kind of, you know, got the job done. Alright, didn't break the lows. They like end up breaking the highs. 0.40%. You see it's hovering right by the daily bias. Right here. You see the volatility and the volume starting to kick in a bit more. We're right here by psychological support on the daily bias. Yeah, thank you, sir. Mister, I'm taking it almost now. Lol, no wick break. Now if it breaks the lows as a 5-minute flip. Oh, nice. Yeah, 5-minute flip plus rejections on the 8 SMA. Got like a little bit of a fake out here now. Daily bias bearish. I had a full 2% win just disappear earlier today. I'm debating whether I can continue to trade these tight SLTP setups. I do better trading 5-minute or 15 minutes. FTMO kind of can't deny those moves. Trade for you, sir. Don't trade for FTMO. Because these funded programs, they come and they go. They're here today and gone tomorrow. Trade for you. If you can be successful in the lower time frames, focus on that. Because you're better off putting a salary into a live account and working that account to like 5K and then slowly growing that account. Right? You slowly grow that account. You're much better off doing that, risking like 5% a trade. But if you're profitable on the 1 minute, that's for me what I would advise to you. Don't follow like their rules, man. Those rules don't exist in the real world. That should just come up because you're part of their ecosystem. You know, and when it's time to get funded and when you want to do the funded, just trade it differently in terms of your gambling, right? So now it's like you're making money on your live account. You can make $100, $200 a trade or something like that. Then you can put that money into a funded as now a casino. You're going to treat that now as a casino. So whenever you have like a war or you have volume or something escalates macroeconomically, gives you a much better edge, you're able to have that account just sitting there for those special kind of occasions where you can like milk them more. If you're really struggling with small tight stop losses and tight TPs. But that's why I say focus on the skill first. You know, build a skill first. The rest of it is just going to sort itself out with time. Like those rules, they don't exist in the real world. They put those rules there on purpose. Like it's not a mistake that they put. Think about it. Like why is that rule there in the first place? It's because people are making money via using those methods, correct? So what are you here to do? Are you here to make money, or are you here to be a good boy on a funded program that wants you to lose money? You see, you gotta see where the loyalty lies. And so why they say don't, that's why they're stopping you from trading the lower time frames. That's why they're stopping you from trading like commodities which are moving. It's not there to protect you. There's a huge conflict of interest. So once you realize that, man, I think that's why learning in 2020 was a blessing, because we didn't have a lot of this noise. Like a part of the communities and everything I was part of, like literally everybody was just learning how to read price action. We were all just learning how to read price action, how to manage our risk. Like the whole funded thing, it wasn't as big as it is today. Like sure, you'd have some people do it, like FTMO, but it wasn't like a thing. Well, you see, like a lot of people who got who came out from that period, they built like true character development. And you see that stupid like screenshots of, I don't know, TradeZilla and stuff like that with those green boxes and everything. Like, that's all a fucking trend. Let me guys tell you right now. I've been trading for, this is my 6th year trading, and you know, in the previous 6 years, we've seen that transition. We've seen that transition. So you can imagine, in 2020, it felt more like 2000s movies. Remember how movies looked like in the 2000s? And now it looks like how movies look now, like a lot cleaner, like how content and entertainment looks nowadays. It's like a lot more cleaner, a lot more bubbly, a lot more politically correct and that sort of thing. Like, that's the kind of way that the industry has shaped over time. So the people are gonna not build character nowadays. Whatever they're building is just some weak mentality from the environment that, you know, they've just so happened to be part of now, unfortunately. Well, I remember in the 2000s, everything was a bit more rugged, a bit more real. But now it's not. Now it's something else. Look at this, breaking the lows. Getting distributed. Look at this distribution over here. Did you catch it? We got that fake out. It actually gave it a much better entry because you got the head and shoulders in there too. See, nowadays people become something else, man. This industry has become something else. Look at this beautiful distribution. Look at how cool and raw things used to be. And this is freaking Fast and Furious over here. They have freaking 300. Look at this. Man, things were so much raw. There's so much raw. Look at this. What else? Look at this, Lord of the Rings. You know, they're gonna look at 2026 movie posters. You're gonna see. Look at this. Look at this Superman. Look at this Supergirl. Supergirl over here. Got Moana. Got that movie with Ariana Grande. Forgot what it's called. Oh, Lee. Oh.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Holy, look at this. Man, TFX concepts. Ricardo, if you didn't catch this one, you gotta get whips. I got paid the night on top straight because scalping I have 1,500 payout and $800 was under 30 seconds. So they put, oh wow, man, that's like daylight robbery over there. So I had like my drawdown lower to 500. Let's see, can't waste free money. I got it. Nice. That was clean. It was cooking up something here. We've been waiting for that cook up like since this move. That was the first move right here, but this set up like a much cleaner one right over there as well. Sell off. Beautiful. Congratulations if you all catch this move over here. Very well done. TFX concepts. But that second one was definitely a lot more cleaner. You had lots more confluence, especially the SMAs catching up and everything. Kind of looked like our trade this morning. This morning trade also just completely melted like that. Yeah, today has been definitely a bit more selly than anything else, honestly. It's been happening since the pre-session time. It's catching sells. Man, crazy. People are still looking for buys because the war's going on. But you see, you have to trade the market structure that's there right now, which is today, is predominantly sells. You see, we're already down 1.60%. Holy. You see, we top resistance. That's that clean range. See how clean range is also here on the daily? Boom, broke above resistance right here. Tap the daily. And you see like profit taking. So that's why we were anticipating either a bit of consolidation here or like profit taking, just like we usually anticipate on the lower time frames. It also got like a nice little kiss of death there on the 5-minute too. I think it just dropped at about 560 pips. That's a lot of money. Yeah, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money over here. And it's a good thing, you know, at least we caught like a small piece of the cake. That's the thing. Don't feel FOMO. You know, if you missed out on this move, don't feel FOMO. The reason you missed out is because you're lacking the education and the confidence to execute on by yourself. That's the only reason that you missed out. So you got to look at the problems you have on each day and tackle those problems, because you're never always going to be on time. Like, you're always going to have moves you're going to miss in the market. You're always going to have FOMO. There's always going to be something that you missed. But you got to see the real reason as to why you missed that trade. What was the reason that you missed that trade? That's what you need to focus on. That's what you need to focus on. So if you saw the entry confirmation and you still missed it, then you got to see, and maybe it's psychology, you know, maybe you know what the setup is, but you know, you just haven't, like, you're maybe paper trading it right now, but you got to see what the reason is. So my reason for not catching this move is because I already caught this move right over here. So that's it. That's it. But if you're paper trading it and you just wanted to see it play out, the more you do that, the more confident you build over the months that you're going to paper trade. Because before I started impulse entries, I would paper trade them for at least like 2 or 3 months, you know, while I still wait for my other trades. Killed it. 10% up for the day. Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, so far we're not seeing any escalations over here. There's, oh, look at this. I think Afghanistan and Pakistan have cooled down. There's no more radar going on over there. Looks like that's cooled down. China has cooled down. Oh wow, this is actually pretty cool. It lets you know how intense whatever is happening there. So it doesn't just stay on like this the whole time. It actually cools down. Yeah, so far this year, man, this month, insane. Insane month. Already up like 27%. Actually like 28 now, I think. Only taken about, how many trades? 5 trades. That's why I want to see Fabio, man. I want to see Fabio Valentini's results, because he probably got some mad results right now. He probably got some mad results, but obviously he doesn't trade like the way we trade. So next time we see him, probably on a podcast or something, I don't know. Maybe follow him on Twitter or something.
Strategic command requested verification.
US Army MQ-9 Reaper UCAV crashed in Yemen. Oh, they shot down a MQ-9 Reaper. What does an MQ-9 Reaper look like? Oh, it's an aircraft model. Medium altitude, long endurance, unmanned aerial vehicle. So no casualties. This looks like a radar. It looks like the radar from Call of Duty. I think that's what it is. It's a radar. They shot down the radar in COD. You always got that one annoying guy trying to get the points, hiding in the end of the map over there, shooting down aircrafts. A UAV? Yeah, exactly. You got a UAV there. Man, those are the worst players. You don't always get them in the lobbies, but when you do, they're the worst players. Right? They always shoot down the UAV or the Hellcat. Or what you call it. Doing exactly camo challenges. Because most of the time people just ignore them. They're too focused on kill streaks. Then with prop firms. I opened my trading live account thanks to you today. Awesome, Louis. That's going to be the best thing that you're going to do for yourself. You got to focus on that live account, because whatever you're going to do on that live account, you're going to be able to do on any account size. You know, and at that point, even if it breaches these funded program rules, don't worry about it. Like, that will sort itself out. That will sort itself out. Because for me personally, I would rather take $5,000 and scale that 5K account, risking like maximum 5% a trade, then, you know, donate my money. Then donate my money. Iranian air defenses shoot down an Israeli UCAV. Oh, that's the unmanned. That's a UAV. Oh, this is like I'm this thing is like mad expensive to build. A UCAV. That specific one. I remember watching some kind of YouTube video on the way they build these things. The kind of like technology that they have on the wings. And also the pilots, you know, the way they fly this thing, it doesn't have the, you know, on an airplane you have like a rudder. There's like a rudder where you can do this, but this thing doesn't have a rudder. It flies differently. And then all this on the edges over here, they're gonna make the plane basically invisible, like the kind of like technology they use over here too. It's a more expensive one than this one, I'd imagine. This is just like, this is more stealthy, right? It's like a lot more stealthy than this. This probably flies a lot higher too. Man, what a complete nut this was on the 5 minute. Look at this thing. It just dropped about 500, almost 600 pips. You see, we're getting that volume back in again. The volume that we were missing a lot of over here when price was still setting up to break the resistance to continue towards the resistance by 54.20. When we're here, there's a lot less follow-throughs, but now you see even with the volume, it doesn't matter if gold is moving up. It can move up, it can move down, but as long as we're getting these pushes, correct? This was like 600 pips in 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes. That's insane, chat. Like 600 pips in 4 minutes. That would be... wait, let me see, 600. That'll be like 30. Wait. If I caught that move, that would be like 30 grand. I never catch, I never hold those moves. Only biggest trade that I took was this one here, which was basically 20%, but that was a double scale in, so I just had my normal lot size times 2, risking 4%. It was like a 4% move, 4% risk to make 20%. So like, you know, 1 to 5. You can think of it like a 1 to 5. You find it insane that gold is not buying? Yeah, it somehow doesn't really make sense. Especially if you look at the DXY, and the stock market apparently is going up too. We look at the dollar index here. You can see it's kind of like still respecting $97. We're right below $100 mark. Right over here. It kind of gives us that reversal, that TFX reversal play. Right over here. So if it breaks above 100, breaks that wick, there's a good chance it will come up and like kind of correct this move on the left-hand side. Whereas it should just be melting. It should just be coming down. Break below 97 and then fill this range down to like that 90 level. But you see like, but today the correlation at least is working, right? Like the dollar is going up. Gold is going down. Although that's a huge hit and miss, the negative correlation. But hey, it's working today. And we got all these tensions. We got bombs literally dropping every 10 minutes. There's some kind of like an alert over here. You see, we got two British military aircrafts. Look at them flying just around Saudi Arabia airspace. Right over here. A lot of tension. See, how many countries are now involved in Israel versus Iran? Where's that list of countries? I think I gotta go on my Instagram. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Let's get this here. Get this here.
What started as a conflict, Iran war is between three countries, has now dragged a staggering 13 into the fallout, and today marked a major escalation.
That's what I wanted to see.
Iran war is widening fast. What started as a conflict between three countries has now dragged a staggering
13 countries. All right, Yemen, Kuwait, Jordan, Oman, Syria, Qatar, Bahrain, Cyprus, Lebanon, Saudi Arabia, United Kingdom, United Arab Emirates.
Into the fallout, and today marked a major escalation because Iran struck UK military bases in Cyprus, meaning for the first time this war has now officially touched European territory. Now in response, the UK has authorized the United States to use its military bases to help destroy Iran's missiles.
Requested verification.
Yo, we got some more alerts over here. Report: Israel deployed special forces into Iran. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Gold literally should be flying up right now.
Systems, and a member of the European Parliament for Cyprus is already calling for action.
Cyprus is an EU territory, and one attack on a member state should be considered as an attack to the entire European Union. We want and we expect a united response from the entire European Union.
And that wasn't the only development today. Lebanon has now been dragged into this conflict as well after Hezbollah launched the US.
Yeah, the entire European Union involved in here now. Yeah, I don't mind where gold goes. It can go up, it can go down, as long as it's going somewhere. You know, as long as we're getting these pushes, that's all that I need to know. It can do whatever it wants. I tell people so many times war is always good for the US because it's a big part of the economy. Yes, it is. War and yeah, war. Yeah, 100% war. Big part of the economy. You know, that's why I love that Snowfall series, is because the whole idea behind Snowfall as well is like how the US was using basically what do you call it? Like they were using drugs to fund the war. Using cocaine to fund the war overseas. So it's they go to like incredible lengths to make sure, like even their spending, you can see a lot of the spending, most of spending goes towards military, goes towards war. War is bloody expensive. But they gotta have like, you gotta imagine if you're the leader of a country, you want to put as much resources into your military as you can. Correct? Because that's gonna give you the ability to strong arm other countries when you need to do so. And there's always that race going on. So you see, it's like that war aspect is a huge part of the economy. Got the best tanks. And the US Army are kitted they're kitted to the teeth. How much did it say it cost to like kit one soldier? Chat, it was like what? $3,000? We're like high ends of 5K maybe. If it's gonna be, you know, if you're gonna give him the night vision and all the bells and whistles. Like they're properly kitted compared to most countries. Yeah, it costs about, whoa, a fully outed soldier can range between 15,000 and 50,000. Depending on the type of unit and mission requirements. 15 grand. 15 grand for...
Strategic command requested verification.
Just give me a good Call of Duty loadout and you can send me over there. Give me like some nice fast spraying gun and like a light SMG. An SMG. Just give me the right perks. Good Call of Duty loadout. You can send me in there. A Semtex, maybe not a Semtex grenade. Flashbang. Well, what do I typically use? The AK was pretty good. Black Ops 3. Pretty stable, the AK. You can get really good long distance shots on the AK. But it will depend on the map. If you send me to a small map, I'll need like an SMG. If you send me to a medium to a high range map, then I'm gonna need that AK. An AK, a Semtex grenade, flashbangs, what else? Primary, secondary weaponry. Pistol will do the job. Pistol will do the job. Secondary weaponry. A pistol can do the job quite well. Right here in Battlefield, whenever I run out of ammo, man, whenever I'm on a streak on Battlefield and I run out of ammo, that pistol, it still does a pretty good job. You know, it's all in the trigger. You just gotta go. I'm ready for war, chat. I'm ready for war. You see it like this? Scope people out. This is how the real war should be fought. We should be sending robots out there and having leaderboards like this and just letting the machinery kill each other instead of losing actual lives in a designated area for warfare. All right, this is setting up again. We got resistance, we got support. Currently like setting some possible accumulation out of the zone. Maybe some farther sell side. Wars are bloody expensive. Yep, that's where tax money is going. Imagine investing 50k into a kit and the countless hours into training only to get wiped by a bid. Yeah, some people don't even make it that long, right? They just get off the boat and get shot. Straight off the boat. After all of that. Maybe the plane doesn't even make it to the beach. What is this updates website? This is Conflictly. It's called Conflictly. We got 1,000 people here so far using this. So, you know, we're part of the early adopters of this website over here, thanks to Architect, you know. So you got like 1,000 people on this site, but I'm sure something like this can become a lot more popular. We might be seeing that number come up by quite a bit. The lowest I've seen is maybe like 700 people. Come on, guys, like up the stream. I would appreciate it. I only got 64 likes over here. Sure, if y'all can like up the stream, that would be nice. Smash that like button. Why my stream get the least likes, huh, guys? Why my stream get the least likes? Y'all don't like to like my stream. I don't even like likes. Drop a Kanye ball on you right now. Got me on the gram and I don't even like likes. This is why he says, people really know you push your buttons like type, right? Where's that likes part? Yeah, this is what Kanye says. People really know you push your buttons like type, right? This is like a movie, but it's really lifelike. Every single night, right? Every single fight, right? I was looking at the gram and I don't even like likes. I was screaming at my dad and he told me that in Christ-like. Yeah, it's getting really juicy here on gold right now. Either for a correction up here or a continuation to the downside. Screaming at my dad, said that in Christ-like. Kanye West.
Strategic command requested verification.
They say, you see what's happening with what's his name, Shia LaBeouf right now. They say he's like a mini Kanye West. Kind of see it. Shia LaBeouf. Any updates? Oh wow, we got 1,400 people in here. Nice. I think we got some stream people in here. People from the stream. 1,400. That's the highest I've ever seen this website. France intercepts projectiles launched at Israel from Jordan. I'm gonna make this bigger here so y'all can see it better. Is that better? I think we're all comfy now. Getting comfortable here. Look at this. Now you can read the text. France intercepts projectiles. You got report Israel deployed special forces. So this is where it's getting populated, like all the noties. Enable high event notifications. Why is that not enabled in the first place? You got France. You see France is getting some kind of a heat over here. Look at this. You see how that's updating in real time? France intercepts projectiles launched at Israel from Jordan. Yeah, France is involved in the war as well. Launch at Israel from Jordan. Holy, where's the France aircraft? This one doesn't have a country. This is Ireland. Got Ireland military aircraft flying over this region over here. There's a lot more military aircraft in the sky. It just doesn't show us all of them. It's only showing us these two British ones right here. See, now France is getting under heat. And gold is still moving. Oh, nice. Gold is moving up now. It just had its breakout. Awesome. Yeah, this is what he was cooking up over here, Goldie. So it just had a breakout of about 70 pips. Nice. This was the range high. This was the range low. Range low. Range high. TFX concepts. Bro, can't find the website. Let me send you a link. I'm reaching my guru era too. I'll be streaming soon enough. Godspeed. How would I mop up a buy style in this scenario? This is why if you join the mentorship, you have to go through the data. Go through all the videos and go through the label charts. Because you know, sometimes on stream I'm not gonna mark it out. Like I'm not gonna hold your hand because I expect you to know this. I expect you to know this. But if you're new to the stream, just watch the stream for like a month, 3 months. Yeah, this is coming up over here now. It's filling up. It's coming to fill this range. Right here, it's a range of about it was roughly about 278 pip range to the upside. See, it didn't break the lows. It's a counter trend. Yeah, because the daily bias is bearish. It didn't break the lows. Ended up breaking the highs. And it's quite interesting. It's like, why are we not moving up in the first place? Right? Why are we not moving up? So you'd feel a lot more comfortable if you took a sell than if you did take a buy, because you can see there's a lot more selling pressure right over here. And you see that's a beautiful thing, because if you're going to get stuck into a sell, it's definitely different because the buys are going to be a little bit more heavy lifting. Yeah, you see, like buys usually require a bit more heavy lifting, although this has already been a really nice push. It's already been like 95 pips. There's a lot more heavy lifting than if it just sold off. That's the one favorite thing for me personally, is like sells in the market, because they really maximize. They tend to maximize gains quite nicely. Hey, look at DXY here creeping up towards $100. That looks like that reversal play. So if it breaks above these highs, or it could do a BTC, because we saw that happen on Bitcoin. Where, let's pull up the Bitcoin chart, where before we melted off like this, you see how I did that sweep here by like around 95 600. If you go on the 4 hour, you will see it. I think, where is it? I think this was it right here, because you see it broke this key support level. There's also accumulation area. Looks like it was about to pop back up, but it was like a liquidity grab to sell off. Correct? Like you see something similar of the sort on the DXY. Accumulation, boom, boom, boom. Or like a break of structure. Rather think of it like a break of structure. and they're accumulating at a key structural point, right? So that would be that reversal signal, but instead BTC used it as a way to grab liquidity. Although the push here was quite big, I think that's what 592 pips on Bitcoin, and then it reversed, then it melted off. So that could be a possible scenario that the DXY is cooking up right now before the ultimate tumble. Because this thing has been artificially held. It's been held here for such a long time. Even when when gold did its best freaking year, one of its best freaking years since a really long time ago, like dollar barely moved. Like the dollar didn't move. The DXY was here the whole time. And I think Goldie last year did like what? 80%? It's currently up right now since last year, maybe 100 and something percent. Still pushing up, still further upside, and the dollar index is still not moved yet. You know, so I think it's just been held artificially. We might see if it does end up dropping, we might just see it push up, be like artificially over here, take out these highs as a liquidity play, and then drop. And at the same time, Goldie should be creating ATH. We should keep moving up. You see, we're shy of the ATH right now. Just need a little bit more of a push. Like 3,280 pips from where we're currently sitting right now to ATH. You could be a host and we could chat together. Oh, that'll be sick. Yeah, welcome. If you want to be a guest on the stream, you know, you can definitely hit me up on Instagram and we can see how we can set it up. If you don't like your next trade has an increased chance to hit SL, do it for yourself. Small little break and retest. This is retesting the accumulation. Or let's call it, since it's no longer a range high, this is going to be a high volume area. It's retesting the high volume area. Build smarter indicators with footprints and Pine script. Access volume footprint data in Pine and analyze buy sell pressure. Look at the view count. The view count is doing a retracement right now. You can see the patterns everywhere in life, even on stream. See, you got the view count over here. You see that view counter? When this was happening, that view counter went up. We had an increase of volume. Also, you see when price is moving like this, the stream also got increase of volume. So we got up towards, you know, like 240 people. You see as price is kind of slowing down a bit. You see the view counter, it's slowly going down. Now coming back down to 200. You see this? Man, you see it everywhere. There's something about trading. Once you start the journey in trading, you just start to see the patterns in everything. It's like you break out of some kind of a matrix. And you start to see the... Yeah, and you start to see the pattern in all of these manner of things over here. So that's something I've noticed quite a lot since I started streaming. I don't even know where these people come from. It's just a volume that comes in, you know. When the market moves, they also come in. You see that? And it's the majority most of the time. I feel like we got a pretty loyal following on this channel. I would say our loyal following is maybe like about, say like anywhere between 180 to 200. And then you're gonna have these pushes, these crazy pushes. But those people who come in, they never really is gonna support the channel as much as the people who show up on a daily basis, right? Like every channel is built off like a small number of people who actually keep the channel alive. Like if you look at iShowSpeed on regular stream, he'll get like, let's say on average, let's say like 40, 50. But it's only when he does something or something with a lot of volume increases, you're gonna see his stream gets like 200,000. But majority of those people, they never support the channel to make iShowSpeed who iShowSpeed is. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of people, I'd say, on internet who are just gonna be bouncing around. So you gotta make sure you're not a person who's bouncing around too much, right? Because these people go bounce around like this, they continuously bounce around. That's been my experience. They continue bouncing around. Because like even when I saw it stream, when I saw it like learning how to trade, I wasn't bouncing around like this. I'm bouncing around like this. I had like maybe like two communities that I was following at the time and learning from. Because a lot of the other stuff, it's like more inner work. It's more of like putting in the work behind the scenes. That's where the true development is. It's not based off the amount of streams that you watch. Because you're gonna end up overloading yourself with too much information and it becomes unnecessary. Yeah, just pick, you know, like 2 streams, 2, maybe 3, and just stick with them. But TFX gotta be at the top of the leaderboard though. This one comes first, and then you're gonna have your X, Y, Z underneath. Well, this is the last trade, pushing it too much. Today is actually a good day. It's a good day to push if you're going to be pushing, because I see there's no shock in the water and there's volume, correct? Like then these other days which just range, the worst days to push because you just end up taking more losses, unnecessary trades. But on a day like this, even if you kind of revenge trade a bit, like it's a day that you can kind of get away with it, but you obviously don't want to be in that position in the first place. Well, we're seeing a lot of the plays just playing out. That's why we say on your winning days, you better be trying to maximize those a bit more rather than on your losing days trying to fight the market too much. Because on your winning days, there's a pretty good chance that the market is just like playing ball. Correct? On your losing days, there's a good chance the market is not. Woods is everywhere. I see you putting in the hours. I have 5, but 2 of them are only once a week. You can roll out of Wakanda with a pistol. Desert Eagle. Oh, Desert Eagle would be pretty sick. Yeah, man, but I love this community, man. I love the industry. I love the streaming industry. I feel like I truly understand the psychology of well, we'll just call it chat. You're individual people, but let's call it chat, and it's not the psychology of the chat in this industry, because I've been the chat. I've been the chat as well in 2020. You know, I've been the chat for that whole period. Also coming out to this other end of it. Truly understand the chat, in quotation we could call chat. The psychology of what y'all are trying to achieve, or what kind of a perspective that you have. And that's what I always try and do when I explain trading, is I try and imagine from your perspective as well. So I also don't want to overcomplicate anything. I keep it very, very simple so visually you can see. You see, like this whole time, how much time has passed since the stream started. But it's not about continuously doing analysis, right? It's about just understanding, like, okay, so there was a setup here. Beautiful, spoke about it. It broke the highs. We know where the range is. That's all that is. And it's attempting to fill the range. But you see, right now, there's nothing. There's nothing set up. So we need that structure to build again right over here. And you just kind of get in that flow of understanding how price moves with TFX concepts. And I think you're going to help a lot more than us always doing analysis. Just let the candlesticks print. It's like right here, it's going to print again. And we're getting some more feeds in. Let's see. Downed US drone found by Iraqi civilians. Wow, imagine that. Iraqi civilians just walking around and they found a drone that crashed. Insane. Isn't that wild? Like, just think about that. You got guys walking in the desert somewhere, and then there's like a downed drone. The drones are pretty big. Probably like looking inside of it right now, looking at the technology and like ripping it apart, looking at it. That's kind of how I imagine it. But it's crazy that the website actually gives you that type of information. That is sick. That is really sick. Report: Israel hacked Iranian systems before Khamenei strike. So this is like Call of Duty right now. Maybe Trump might say something today. Let's go on his roll call, see if he has any meetings. So today's the 3rd of March. It looks like close press. President participants in a policy meeting. President participants in a meeting with the Secretary of Treasury and the Secretary of Energy. President participates in a bilateral lunch. Bilateral meeting. President participates in a greeting with the Chancellor of the Federal Republic of Germany. Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of liaising going on around here, considering the situation now, with a lot more of these countries getting pulled in as well to some degree. A lot of meetings over here, but nothing scheduled on the Forex Factory that's going to stand out, or at least stands out to us as of now. Wildfire, I'm glad I subscribed. Thank you. Thank you, Jane. If I put my energy in something, I push my own limits in that field. Then I push harder. Yes. I always say, if you're going to do something, try and do it like at a high level. At a high level, you know, and that's kind of the society that we're in right now. For example, like I remember, all right, so back in the old days, when we had like a video game, we would actually enjoy the video game because we would naturally progress through the video game, right? But nowadays, because there's so much information, the way kids play video games nowadays and the way I also play video games, I want to see what's the best possible way to play this video game. Like even when Battlefield came out, you got to see what's the best class to use, what's the best of the best, you know, like what should I be focusing on? Because now there's so much information that it's only your fault if you are not really good at what it is that you're trying to get good at. Like that's just the way I look at it. So immediately when I started playing Battlefield, you still have to have that, like some kind of a talent to be able to, you know, if you've been doing due diligence for a long time and you're really good at finding things out, the best skill you're ever going to learn for yourself is how to figure shit out. Learn that how to figure shit out skill, and you're going to see like, okay, you're good at figuring out, but now you've been doing it for such a long time that you'll be able to be really good at whatever it is that once you figure it out. You know, it's one thing to figure it out, and then it's one thing to execute on it properly. So the best skill you're ever going to learn for yourself is like how to figure it out. So that's something, you know, I've been doing for a long time here. So like every time a new game comes out, boom, figure it out, top of the leaderboard. You know what I mean? So you keep nurturing that skill in different sectors in your life, right? Whether that be a trading, whether that be, you see, with like gym right now, I'm trying to figure it out, gym to like a very high degree, which is obviously taking a little bit more time because it's more new to it. Unlike a video game, I can do a lot more faster in a video game. But then there are other sectors like, you know, gym, you can still figure it out and be like the best you possibly can be to suit your current condition as well. I just think that's just the most underrated skill. Is just a skill to learn how to figure things out. Like some of y'all, like, you know, some of y'all pay for these courses and you think paying for the course is like the end of it. Like that's not the end of it. So now you're in there, you still gotta like use all the resources and you still gotta keep pushing that skill set or figuring out. Like, you know, one guy I'm quite impressed with here is Kevja. Kevja is showing this, bro. I can see it in his execution. I can see the way he takes his trades and everything like this. He's a guy who's watching. He saw my stream and he's really good at figuring out. He's got that skill. I can see it, man. Like he's got that skill to like kind of like see it and then kind of like almost like replicate it. And you know, if that same thing that you're doing right here, man, you gotta do that same thing in different areas in your life. So you gotta see how you can move more correctly and just get like the maximum benefit that you possibly can. But you know, you always gotta keep learning because sometimes you think you figured it out and then you hit a plateau, and that's why you always have to be a student at the game. Like for me with gym, I thought I kind of figured it out. I hit a plateau, but now that retracement has allowed me to get even better. Because you know, life is like that. Sometimes you hit like a ceiling and it's just God's way of saying like, hey, listen, you're going to need that retracement because there's still a bit more that you need to learn to create that new higher high. Because you can keep going like this, but it's better that ceiling is there so you can come down, learn something a bit more to elevate you to the next level. So that's how I always look at life, like on a daily basis and in terms of like skill sets. But to start off, you want to start off at a good level, correct? So that's how you figure it out. You start at a good level and then at least you're able to grow a lot faster than someone who's going to be lazy. Because God can't help a lazy person. God can give you everything, but he can't help a lazy person. You gotta like find ways to kind of push yourself. So in any field that you at least start on a good level. You don't have to start down here. It's the same thing as anything else, you know. You go for a job interview, the guy who's interviewing you appreciates you more if you come with like facts about the company. Oh, I know company's been this long. I know I've seen your company here do this, do that. Maybe you didn't know shit the night before, you didn't know anything about this company, right? But you're coming in already at a higher level. You differentiate yourself from everybody else. That's kind of like the mentality. Because, you know, there's things like in life, you can want nice things materialistically, and you can also want nice things leveling upwise. The best routines, the best psychology, the best strategy. It's not always about the materialistic. You see, you find a lot of joy in just having the nice things in terms of the things that help you level up. And that's why people sometimes seek like mentorship, they seek training, you know. But if you're good at figuring it out, that's why I said the best skill you're ever going to learn for yourself is how to figure shit out. MITD, thank you for the sub. I like nice things, man. Like if I start something, I don't want to start something with like poverty spec. I don't want poverty spec education, whatever I'm doing. I want the nicest, you know. And if I can't afford to pay for it, that means I just got to put the work in myself to make sure I'm as close to it as possible. We got similar setup here happening. Similar setup like what happened up here. This is the same setup, but it's a bigger one. It's a bigger one. It's a bit more of a looser one. It's not as tight. Damn, that was already 30 pips. Holy. Didn't even seem like a lot. This thing already dumped here. 30 pips. 30 pip move. Look at this. Beautiful. Same setup that happened right here. See how the market's a bit fractal? It's like the same setup right here. So all you got to do is keep waiting. So we just had another move play out. See, that's a structural point. See, this is structural point, this is structural point, this is structural point. Distribution, minor distribution, that one. But it's still 30 pips. Because we always say like that 30 pip, anywhere from 16 to 30 pip, you can expect some kind of a retracement. Exactly on the mark. That is. Market is red hot. Yes, sir. No poverty spec here, you see. So I appreciate things like this when you share like certain softwares like this as well. This is pretty cool. I think this is the only stream that we're adapting in a very, very nice way over here. Trying to change the game up a bit. You know, if we can always make trading more visual, because it's a very visual thing. And you see, it's like whenever you can gamify a process, you find like a lot of people gravitate to that more, and they're able to learn from that a bit more, because this is a lot more interesting, isn't it, chat? Like, it's a lot more interesting to see the red zones, see the notifications come in live, rather than always, maybe you start in poverty spec. So somebody who doesn't know, they're going to start in poverty spec here, which is maybe going to be forex factory news, like this. And then they keep waiting for these like events, and they don't even know how to understand these. And then you start leveling up slowly to Twitters. Maybe you start going on Twitter now. Next level. Start looking at financial juice, Walter Bloomberg. Like, okay, so now I'm looking at tweets here. I'm getting my tweets. And you see, we're always trying to elevate the game. Now we're elevating here. Conflictly. More visual. Simple. How does yours make sound? I'm not sure. It's always made sound. Try turn it on. Try turn it on here on the left hand side. There's a notification. US backed Iraqi forces shoot down a drone at the US base. E-11A BACN aircraft deployed to the Persian Gulf. Where the heck did they get this information from? Yeah, on the left-hand side, there's like an alert sign. I think you gotta turn that on, maybe. Or you have your browser turned off. Like maybe you have your browser muted here at the top. Will there be a ceasefire in Ukraine in 2026? Probability 13%. Yes.
Strategic command requested verification.
So it keeps retesting that high volume area point right here. The price keeps dipping into it. Dip, push up, dip, push up. Nice little play there. It's setting up again. It's setting up a break here. Oh, okay. No, that one doesn't look as clean. I was going to say there's a potential break here by 52.80. It's like an inverted. It's kind of almost like an inverted. It's there. It's not as clean. It's kind of like the move that I caught. Like it's kind of there. I can see that it's there, but it's not as clean. What would make it more clean is if like price came up a bit more, create like some kind of a resistance here before breaking either side, either up or down. I think you're good at seeing sell more than buy. What do I think? I don't know what you think. I don't know what you think, but I would say you kind of have to force yourself to see the bias too, right? Because you don't always marry one bias. But yeah, the sells are, I think the sells can be, I don't know. It depends on the setup. It honestly depends on how clean the setup is. Like you see like a setup like this, for example, right? So we're going to take it back. This is easy to see for both sells and buys, for example. You see like it's the same. It's going to be the same structural area. Or either like a buy or a sell. So it really depends on the setup. Sometimes it's not as easy to see. Like something like this. Maybe that would be easier to see if this was a buy. Let's invert the scale. Yeah, sometimes I do that. Like you see, this is easier for me to see and understand a bit more as a buy. So you can always invert the scale over here. Just come on to your right hand side and, you know, just gonna play with an inverted. So whenever you're not sure about TFX entry confirmation, just try and invert the scale. Because you might just be better at seeing it as a buy or a sell. But we're about to start moving again. Price right here is up point A. This is going to be looking to like maybe move from this region right over here. Then maybe break above or break below. Either one of those two, but it's currently waiting. You see, it's not in a distribution like this. See, there's no volume. It's not moving like this. It's setting up. Setting up for a move. Drink more water, chat. Stay hydrated. Drink more water. It's a blessing right here. Can you imagine? Can you imagine we live on a planet right next to the sun and the ocean is not evaporating? It's a miracle. You can look outside the window right now, you're going to see the sun. Right here, you're going to wonder, how is this thing so hot? How is this thing so hot? Oh, the earth is what, 80% water? And it doesn't evaporate. Where if you look at the solar system, you look at the planets and everything, most of the time, man, if you're going to have something as hot as the sun, like all the planets around there are going to be dry. So drink water, chat. Like, you know, water is everything. We're the human body is made out of the same amount of water the earth is. That's why we all love the ocean so much and being next to the ocean. I don't trust people who wake up in the morning and not drink water. Let's see, price coming close to 50, 52.79, 52.80 over here. Yeah, how you not gonna drink water, man? Wake up in the morning, your brain is like a raisin. Starting to break out. It's trying to get out this point A right here. It just did a small liquidity grab there on the 1 minute too. You can see it right here. Cheeky little liquidity grab on the 1. It's created like some form of an inverted head and shoulders. Let's see what is going on. 5 minutes is getting supported. It's trying to get supported there by that 8 SMA psychological support. Coming up towards resistance here by 52.83. I woke up in the morning and popping some chalky milk. Water first, then coffee always. Are you allowed to drink water when you're fasting, like for Ramadan? Or you can't drink anything? Let me know in the chat. Y'all are allowed to drink? No? Yeah, I saw these videos in Ramadan. Men, you know what people do when they break the fast? They wait for the second that you know the clock strikes the time that they need to break fast. Some people, the first thing they do is smoke a cigarette. They're gonna smoke a cigarette. Apparently that's a thing. That's a thing a lot of people do. Because in the comment section, everyone is saying, this is my mom, this is my mom, this is my mom, this is what my mom does. My mom, break your fast with a cigarette and a coffee and a shot of coffee. You have not drunk water the whole freaking day. Break your fast with a cigarette and a cup of coffee. Insane. That is just detrimental self-sabotage. Diabolical is what that is. Some of y'all with these smoking and coffee habits, you got some real diabolical habits over there.
US Air Force C-17.
Oh, it looks like a failed distribution to the top. More of like a liquidity grab. But I feel it's like small reaction off minor resistance, but also a bit of like a liquidity grab there. Because if it's always going to be a distribution, like these levels they tend to get disrespected and price goes through them. Instead, it just got a liquidity grab right here at the break of the high. So it's still setting up. It's just breaking into a larger range. Sometimes it does this. You might think like it's ready to go. Boom, fails, and then breaks into a larger range that distributes. It's got resistance up over here. You got support area down here. It's still going to be the same setup. So you see like that same setup here that dropped like about 30 pips. It's still within that same area right here. So you still got it. It's like drop below here. It's going to be the same setup here that was at previously and here. Up over here, that minor one. This minor one, and then right here. You had 1, 2, and it broke into a third one. So again, it's like that fractal. You see, it's that fractal way of how markets operate. Drop time. Yeah, it's getting ready. It's getting ready for a big one then. It's waiting. It's up point A. No one's getting distributed right here. Not yet. Look at this. The drop might be coming in soon. Drop might be coming in. Volume might be coming in. I think you're going to see the selling pressure come in. It
Requested verification.
should come in like once it starts to break below around like 52.65. See the sellers come back in again.
Bombocat!
Hasn't yet broken. It's just wiped out the what do you call it? The early comers. Early comers. Sometimes it happens psychologically where when it's coming like this, you know, you end up like pushing it early and then it pulls up like that. That little fluctuation. So you want to see like really break. Even this morning, I got like slippage on my trade, but you know, I'm happy because I saw a break. So you see where my entry was? Got a bit of slippage over there, but wanted to see that confirmed break. What do you think TP will be? TP will depend on how like you're gonna manage your trade. Like for me, I would be looking for 1%. If I was risking 1%, 2% of risking 2%. So it doesn't matter where that's gonna be. It could be here, it could be here. With a 16-20 pip stop loss, it could be like anywhere here for 1-to-1. So TP would be like just a risk reward. Because normally when it breaks out like this, man, you can expect more. This thing could keep running, and the whole idea for it to keep running would be for price to break below this support and then fill this next range. It's gonna be around 176 pips. That would be the whole idea for that runner. So it like confirms this entry over here. You see it's kind of hesitating a little bit because it's getting ready for that proper break. Because I think once it properly breaks, it should just go through that level. It's like hesitating. It doesn't want to slip. Because once the sellers take over this region here, they're gonna have a lot more confluence. Have a bit more confluence to keep pushing down. Buyers are trying to protect that zone, because then we'd be expecting like this area here to get disrespected, and then price to continue with overall trend. So today has been bearish predominantly. So there has been a few buy setups. Like we saw one buy setup here play out, and we've seen one buy setup here fail. But predominantly the daily bias is bearish. Price is coming down. So let's see that reaction. Let's just see how it pops below that wick. We'll probably see like some kind of a pop down. See how it pops. See, it's hesitating. The buyers don't want to go. They don't want to go there. We got some sharks waiting for them. Got the sharks waiting for them right over here. That's where the sellers are. It's like activate. You just need to activate those sell orders here. Then I would be expecting like a pop. The good thing is like when there's volume, the pops are gonna be at least like 20, 30 pips before any kind of like pullbacks. But you know, it could just melt as well. Like here, boom, it's completely melted. So far these have been the setups on Stream TFX Concepts. We got one sell, we got two sell, two W's, we got one buy, that's three W's, and we got a one buy here, which is one L, so three W's, one L. Yeah, I think that's it. Unless I missed one, then you can write it here in the Discord. You can send me the screenshot of the one that I missed. I think that's been the case so far. Three Ws, one L. And this is going to be now the next confirmation here. It should break on this candle, that 1 minute right there. Obviously, this doesn't mean that you're going to trade all day just because, you know, I'm marking it out like this. Like, you know, you just don't trade all day. You just take 1 or 2 trades a day and that's it. Just remain disciplined for the most part. See, you got like a nice little push though in that distribution. It's trying to attempt to distribute over here. Yeah, I told you. 30 pips. 30 pips. Right there. Clean 30 pips. Hit like 20, 30 pips. So that's 4 W's, 1 L. The idea is not to overtrade, chat. It's like you just gotta come like when you trade, and if it's a W there or a loss there, just keep it moving. One trade a session. Now it has clean range to keep moving down. So that's the idea. That's what we want to see price potentially do, is fill this next range over here. So yeah, the trade is currently up right now, 30 pips. Still trying to push to that 30 pip level. Looks like we're pushing through the 30 pip level. Up about 60 pips now. 67, 68 pips. You got clean range on the downside right here. That's about 74 pips you're up right now. 86 pips you're up. 90 pips you're up right now. 100 pips you're up right now. That's it, man. That's it. If you didn't take it because you're waiting for me to take it, man, that's not how this works. That's not how this is gonna work. You're not gonna find success like that. You gotta learn the skill. You have to learn the skill. There is nothing around education that you're going to do. You're going to learn the skill. That's all that you're gonna do, is learn the skill. There's no getting rich quick schemes over here. There's none of that stuff. The only way that you can do it is learn the skill yourself. You know, you gotta build that confidence, because if you took it, that's all you. That's all you, because you executed. And that's the whole idea behind trading, is like each trader is going to be different based on the ability of the edge to execute on ideas, on how good that they think the idea is. You know, that's what makes a trader a trader. Look at this. You're up here 150. Look at this. Holy 166 pips. And we've hit 65%. Trading with the trend here predominantly sells. So we got 4 dubs. 4 dubs and 1 L over here. See that buy here? That was an L right there. And you got like the 4th dub. Right at 65%. I always close too early. It's okay. As long as you secured like, you know, 1 or 2%, whatever your base risk is, should be the bare minimum that you can secure something. So if you risk 1%, you secured 1%, that's perfect. Because on average, my risk reward is like a 1-to-1. On average, it's just sometimes I risk 2% and other times I risk 1%. And then you get lucky sometimes where you think you're gonna secure 1 or 2%, but the market keeps moving in that direction more. You get like maybe 4% or more. Then we call that like bonus profits. You see right here, by now you see we're at 65%, where we typically expect that reaction. Very good. Right by that 65% mark. See, the sellers come in here. So you need a volume indicator? I don't think so. I don't think you need a volume indicator. You can see it in the candles, right? You can see it. Where the sellers are most likely coming in. Because it's structure. The important thing is like structure. Because we can all see kind of like the same structure over here. But you have to know what you're looking for. Because this kind of a way of trading, I had to figure out myself. Like nobody taught me this. It's just all from the 10,000 hours you're going to put in the chart that you got to see like something happen over and over again. And it slowly starts to click like, okay, so there's actually a human psychology aspect to this thing. Where that we can all see some kind of a high probability trade. You know? Let's see, conflictly. Iranian suicide drone strike the port of Salah in Oman. Sheesh, look at this thing. This getting really fired up over here. Iraq, Iran, Bahrain is under threat right now. I think we got some missiles happening there. This is really good website to use, especially if you live in these areas. You know, you can just have it on the TV over there. Then you're gonna live in a house that looks like Tony Stark. You know, people are gonna walk into your house and they're gonna see that on the TV. They're gonna be like, damn, Mr. Rashid here is hooked up. Mr. Rashid's Tony Stark. You know, and then you can see, like, when it escalates, you're gonna see whatever region that you're living in. So you see people here in the UAE. You're getting some heat coming down in Qatar over there. In Bahrain specifically, but it's close to that area. I see like France over here getting involved as well. Yet gold is still pushing bearish, and everybody and their grandmother is trying to buy gold right now. A win is a win, just follow what you plan to take. Yes. It happens, man. It happens. But like, you know, the idea is that you're going to be doing this from a cluster of majority trades. Like even this trade that I took, I was up 2% and it retraced, man. It retraced. Nothing I could do about it. I was up $1,000 and it retraced down to 340. You know, there's nothing I can do. That's why most times like traders always going to focus on the long game. It's all about this longevity thing of it, you know. So don't worry too much about on a trade to trade basis. You'll make it back. But it's easier said. I admit, like when you're already performing at a better level than somebody who's still trying to learn how to perform at a good level, because the emotions of wanting to rush the process creep in a lot of the time.
Strategic command requested verification.
But you kind of got to trick your psychology into thinking you're already profitable if you're at that stage. Iranian drone strikes Oman's port. Life sometimes is just about being delusional. A little bit of delusion is good. You know, it keeps you going. Keeps you focused. We're up right now. We have about 1,500 people. That's the most that I've seen on this website here so far. I bet you a lot more people are going to use this website soon. So we're really the early adopters. Yeah, 1,400 people live. The TFX community, we're first. Everything's cooled down again. No more missiles. The only thing I would love to see is if someone pays for this live view over here, if we're gonna get actual CCTV footage of what's going on. And something like this, I guess, will have the most value whenever there's tensions. Because I can imagine when there's not as much tensions, it might not be as interesting to look at. Although you do have the RSS feed, which can still give you news events, I imagine. But I can't afford this subscription here. This is how much? 5 euros? 5 euros a month? It's a bit too rich for my blood. That's 5 euros. You know how many sneakers those are? How many sneakers I can buy? A lot of sneakers, my friend. Yeah, but you see beautiful reaction. Look at this. Share the link. Beautiful reaction of that 65. Right to the T. And how much sneakers? What's the sneaker market looking like right now? Not sneakers as in shoes, sneakers as in chocolate. In Europe, a single 50-gram sneaker bar costs between 0.89 cents and 2.19 in retail stores. Holy. Yeah, sneakers bars those are, man. That's like... That's almost 2 sneakers bars. 2 high-quality sneakers bars. Not these gas station sneakers. I'm talking about retail store sneakers. Almost 2 of them, bro. Now we go up. Yeah, now we go up. Now we go up when structure changes. You gotta see structure first look like this before we start going up. But you see, as we're approaching pre-NY in the next 10 minutes, we're gonna see some possible change in direction, possibly. But right now it is still moving down. We're down about 1.30%. Oh yeah, I'm saying sneakers and not Snickers. Oh yeah, I'm pronouncing it wrong. Snickers. That's the right way. Snickers. You get me some Snickers there, governor. What's your favorite chocolate? Write in the chat. What's your favorite chocolate? I like a good Snickers. You Kit Kat? Anybody here has a Kit Kat? Used to really like Kit Kat. Man, Kit Kat used to be like the creme de la creme of chocolate bars growing up. You got a Kit Kat? Holy. Entire classroom's gonna be on your tail. Twix? Yeah, I like a Twix every now and then. A cheeky Twix. But Twix kind of harder to eat because the caramel and stuff gets in your like teeth, sticks on your teeth and everything. But it's pretty nice. Yeah, Twix are nice. Flakes. Oh man, I remember Flakes. Yeah, I love Flakes. You know what I love about Flakes? You can melt the flake in like hot chocolate. Ferrero Rocher. Those are really good. Yeah, those are very classy. Ferrero Rocher. That's that one. If you want your girlfriend's mom to love you, you want your girlfriend's mom to like you, you better have Ferrero Rocher. Ferrero Rocher. Toblerones. Toblerones, pretty peak. Milky Ways. Novi. Oh no, what this is? Pistachio. Flake bar. What's that? Anything peanut butter. Reese's. I'm surprised no one said Reese's then. Reese's chocolate. They say bounties are gay sneakers. Gold can be called many things. Just don't say it's an inflation hedge. Central bank buying. Alright, let's see. Oh, this is a big one. Palamachim airbase targeted by repeated alerts in Israel. Ballistic missiles launched at Tel Aviv area. Now, we gotta find some freaking live feeds of this. Let me try see if I can get a live feed. We're getting some missiles there being launched. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Do we see anything? Nothing here. Why are they so many? Oh, here we go. Beirut is smoking a little bit. I don't understand why there's so many people watching these CCTVs, but like there's never anything showing. Alright, now the range has been filled. I think that also hit about 65 from here to here. Yeah, you see this? Let's clean up the chart a bit. You're gonna see. Boom. You see that precision right there? Look at this. 65 to the T on the buys. Reaction, 65 T right here, pulled up and then filled up the range later. On both ends. And you know, both ends had the confirmation. You had a confirmation here and you had a confirmation here. That was a high volume area. Right here at the break of the lows. Yeah, fully mopped up now. Let's see on the 15. You got any clean range? Nothing. That's it. That looks like all the fun was there. That's it. Now the pre-NY is opening in about 5 minutes. Going to create structure again. Because you see on the left-hand side, there's nothing anymore. So that's it. That was the last trade. Now you just got to wait for a new range to be built. You got to wait for price to come down, create a setup, maybe for potential push to the upside. If it doesn't give you entry confirmation upside, then it's just going to create that range again to continue to move further downwards. But I think I'm going to end off the stream over here, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you all tomorrow. We stream 3 a.m. Eastern on the London Open. So make sure you tune in, and I will see you all then. Adios.
Now we bout to dip. My boy said to stay